Hi, it's Mark here, and I like to show you the exact steps and specific techniques to completely heal and recover from a torn rotator cuff by simply performing 4 simple steps from the comfort of your own living room every other day. First, a little about me. I'm a 13-year certified personal fitness trainer and exercise rehab specialist, where my expertise is in helping people just like you recover from repetitive stress injuries such as a rotator cuff injury. So now you know a little about me, let's get to the reason why you're here today. Now, if you're completely fed up with your nagging and stubborn shoulder pain and rotator cuff injury, then in this video, you'll discover how to permanently eliminate your shoulder and rotator cuff injury in just 4 simple steps in as little as 7 days from the comfort and convenience of your own home, guaranteed. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that your rotator cuff injury will be healed tonight. You definitely don't need any more empty promises. But what you do need is a rotator cuff specific program that works and works for the long term. So you don't have to give up the sports, the activities, the hobbies, or career that caused your injury in the first place. First, let me tell you a little about this video. It will only be up for a very short time. I've never given away so much free information about curing your rotator cuff injury in one video. Now, no one has put together a rotator cuff specific information package like this, especially in a free video. And finally, there are just 4 simple concepts that you need to follow and understand. But please be warned that what you are about to learn in this short video presentation will contradict everything you thought you knew about your rotator cuff injury. But in a moment, you'll discover why this is good news. So what can you expect if you followed my advice in this video and implement this step-by-step rotator cuff program today? Well, here are some typical results that are likely to happen to you. Decreased shoulder pain in as little as 48 hours. Improved range of motion in 72 hours. Increased shoulder strength in just 4 days. So to be straight up front with you, if you sit and watch this video from start to finish, and if you follow and implement what I teach in this video, then you will cure and recover from your rotator cuff injury for good. Now, don't worry. This is definitely not a program that requires you to purchase special exercise equipment or medical gadgets to eliminate your rotator cuff pain. It's definitely not another sales pitch to get you to purchase useless tendonitis pills or messy creams. And it's definitely not a system that makes you join a gym or fitness center to perform exercises on bulky exercise equipment. But this is real information that you can use right now. Perhaps you've recently been diagnosed with a rotator cuff injury, or have had your injury for some time now, but have absolutely no idea where to begin. Perhaps you've been performing exercises at the gym or fitness center to strengthen your shoulder, but you still have pain and have a limited range of motion. Maybe you're tired and confused from all of the misinformation out there about how to best repair your torn rotator cuff injury. Or perhaps you don't have the time or money to spend on endless visits at a physiotherapist or doctor's clinic. But one thing is for certain. You want an in-home treatment program that takes just minutes every other day to do, that doesn't require any special exercise equipment or medical gadgets, that will stop your shoulder pain and strengthen it at the same time. Now, I'm going to show you just how easy it can be to heal one of the most debilitating muscle injuries you could ever get, a rotator cuff injury. But here's the best part. You don't need to give up your passions, your active lifestyle, your job security, or your independence. In fact, you'll be genuinely shocked when I show you just how easy it can be to heal any rotator cuff injury. No matter who you are, how old you are, or how serious your injury is. In the combined 26 years that my business partner Chris and I have been helping people just like you and professional athletes recover from a serious rotator cuff or shoulder injury, I can't tell you how many times we've seen new patients walk into the office overcome by fear, panic, and depression. Only days or weeks before, they were normal people who took getting dressed or scratching their back for granted. Now, they were star athletes who lived for the game. They were professionals who never thought that their job security would be in jeopardy or at serious risk. And then one day, a simple rotator cuff injury turns their entire life upside down, and suddenly their passions, their livelihoods, and their happiness are at serious risk. It's honestly heartbreaking to watch, but there's no better feeling than giving people their lives back. Now, my physio partner Chris and I are good at what we do. Everyone, and I mean everyone who comes to us, walks away healthy, empowered, and ready to jump back into doing what they love to do. And that's why star athletes call on us to help them get their careers back, why professionals come to us to help them save their jobs, and why everyday people find us so they can remain actively involved in raising their family and living a normal life free of shoulder pain. But not everyone who comes to us or our offices can afford to work with us. So we decided to do something about it. Now, many people assume the only way to heal the rotator cuff injury or shoulder problem is to undergo expensive invasive surgery. And to be honest, that is a myth. Many people think that you need to work one-on-one with a physical therapist in order to get rid of your rotator cuff injury. That is simply not true. And many people think you need to buy expensive medical or exercise equipment or gadgets. And that is simply wrong. And finally, many people think that they'll be hooked on painkillers and anti-inflammatories for months to come. And that is not even close. Listen, you don't need surgery. You don't need expensive physical therapy. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on exercise equipment or medical gadgets. You don't need to worry that your life will never be the same. In fact, you can completely recover and heal your torn rotator cuff in the comfort of your own home, using simple household items as essential tools, and see results in as little as 7 days, simply by following our step-by-step treatment system that's so easy that a 5th grader could follow it. In fact, all it takes is 4 simple steps performed just once a week, and you'll eliminate your rotator cuff pain for good. You will get back your mobility. You will get back your flexibility, your strength, and your stability. You'll say goodbye to all your shoulder pain, the stiffness, and the inflammation. You will basically get your life back. And that's my personal guarantee to you right here, right now. But before we go any further, let me briefly explain what causes your rotator cuff injury. Now, the rotator cuff is composed of 4 different muscles: the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and the subscapularis. A restriction, shortening, or change in the length of any of these 4 muscles that make up the rotator cuff can immediately affect the balance, the movement, and the function of your shoulder. Not to mention the pain and possibility of further injury that can result. Now, the subscapularis and the supraspinatus make up the front of your shoulder region, and the infraspinatus and teres minor fill in the back of your shoulder. Due to the positioning of the supraspinatus and infraspinatus, it is common for them to receive injuries such as shoulder impingements and rotator cuff tears. Here's a picture of the exact location that the majority of rotator cuff tears occur. Now, there's a multitude of contributing factors that we must take into consideration when determining if you are at risk of developing shoulder problems like a rotator cuff tear. Such factors can include, well, your age, okay, your overall general health condition, the types of sports or daily activities that you participate in, if and how often you take the time to warm up your shoulder muscles before your sport or your activity, if you've had any blunt force trauma to your shoulder region in the past, or have experienced any prior shoulder injuries, if you perform any repetitive tasks on a daily or weekly basis, and also the shape of your shoulder blade. Yes, believe it or not, your genetics has a lot to do with whether or not you may incur a shoulder injury such as a rotator cuff injury throughout your lifetime. I'm willing to bet that no one has ever told you this. Now, to be more specific, I'm actually referring to the shape of your shoulder blade itself. Now, did you know that your shoulder blade can actually have 3 different shapes? Okay? Now, it can be hooked, it can be curved, and it can be flat. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, Mark, what does this have to do with my rotator cuff injury? Well, it's actually very important, simply because if your shoulder blade is more flat, then you have a lower risk of developing a shoulder injury such as a torn rotator cuff. But if you are one of the hooked or curved shoulder blade people, then your chances of suffering a rotator cuff injury go up significantly, especially the hooked shoulder blade people. Now, many people who have a rotator cuff injury usually suffer their injury by either throwing an object, painting walls or ceilings, lifting something heavy from one surface to another, having poor form when exercising, and sometimes simply by falling or taking a direct blow to the shoulder. Sometimes your shoulder injury can be due to a repetitive task, such as throwing a baseball or a football day after day. Now, it's not uncommon to experience pain in your shoulder if you're driving for a long period of time, if you reach out above your head to catch a ball, or simply reaching behind your back in your pants pocket to retrieve your wallet. Now, while our home rehab program has healed people with incredible speed, there are several factors that can impact how long it can take for your shoulder from a rotator cuff tear. How well you follow our step-by-step instructions, the exercises, and the online video tutorials. How long you waited to seek help and treatment from the time you experienced your injury to now, and when you actually start our program. Well, your age and your overall physical condition matters. Whether or not you will actually discontinue the activities or the root cause of your rotator cuff injury in the first place. Or how serious your actual rotator cuff tear is itself. So what's the next step? Well, if you're dead serious about eliminating your rotator cuff pain once and for all, here's your chance. Introducing the Rotator Cuff Recovery Kit. It's the first 4-step rotator cuff home rehab program proven to cure your rotator cuff injury once and for all. It's so thorough and easy to follow that it's like having us right there with you the whole time throughout the program. Now, in this cutting-edge home rehabilitation program, we not only take out all of the guesswork, but we've actually created a program so easy to follow that absolutely anyone can see immediate results with incredible speed, even if you don't know the first thing about how your body works. Even if you've never had any kind of weightlifting or stretching experience. Now, when you invest in your health today, you'll get over 170 medically proven, illustrated, and step-by-step pictures that show you exactly how to do each exercise right without any chance of deviation or confusion. You're going to get 40 online video tutorials showing you exactly how to perform simple exercises that you can do at home without any special exercise equipment, and you can even do them as you watch your favorite TV show. You'll get 12 little-known and closely guarded advanced exercises that help you accelerate your healing time. You'll get an exercise journal that lays out exactly what you have to do and lets you keep track of your progress. Now, this program works regardless of how long you've had shoulder problems, how old you are, or whatever health or fitness condition you are in. Now in this guide, it'll help you improve your posture, which is a critical component in order to fully recover from a rotator cuff injury. Plus you'll get many other tips to make sure you don't have any repeat injuries. You'll learn 3 forms of stretching, specifically designed to improve your shoulder strength, flexibility, and you can even do these stretches anytime, anywhere. The 4 key component techniques that you only need to perform once a week for fast results, you'll also be included. And as a result of getting immediate access to this proven rotator cuff home rehab program right now, you'll finally get permanent relief from any rotator cuff injury, guaranteed. Now many treatments only help with the pain without actually helping your injury. Now it's never been easier to cure your rotator cuff injury from the comfort of your own home, even as you're watching your favorite TV show, using simple household objects such as a broomstick or water bottle. Now get ready to get your life back and enjoy everyday activities you love without worrying about common repeat injuries or debilitating pain. Now while it's true that working with an experienced rehab therapist is a great way to heal any injury, how do we provide a home-based, easy-to-follow rotator cuff treatment program that will still get you the relief and rehabilitation that you need? Well, simply put, creating top-notch home rehab programs is a passion of mine. And this is not the first or the last successful self-rehab program that I've created that's gotten rave reviews and inspiring success stories. My top-selling programs on eliminating plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel, and tennis elbow have been recognized by professionals and patients alike as top-notch, empowering home rehab programs that live up to its promises. Now you can get access today to this complete rotator cuff treatment program for a fraction of what just one trip to the physical therapist would cost, not to mention the cost of daily anti-inflammatory or tendonitis pills. If you go to a specialist, and you can spend as much as $200 per visit. You can come to my office and you can expect to pay as much as $120 per session. Or you could get invasive surgery, which has a high failure rate, and you can expect a bill of $2,000 to $3,000. And the worst part is that none of this work is guaranteed. Now, I've made it incredibly easy to get started with this rotator cuff home treatment system. But first, let me be straight up front with you. What would you expect to pay for a treatment system like this? Well, my partner and I have poured hundreds of hours into creating a one-of-a-kind rotator cuff home rehab program that we stake our professional reputation on. Now, if you were to take all of our expertise and investment into this program, asking for $497 would be a steal. Asking for $197 would have our peers laughing at our foolishness. To be brutally honest with you, we don't care. Because we want you to walk away with a pain-free shoulder, a fully functional shoulder, and completely healed rotator cuff. We want you to participate in all your passions without having to worry about living a life without pain and without suffering. We want you to be our next success story. So stop worrying right now. It's not going to cost you $497, nowhere even close to $197, not even $97. Listen, I happily make my living working with people and institutions one-on-one. I will continue my private practice until I'm not physically able to. So I'm not relying on the sales of this truly unique rotator cuff treatment system to pay the bills. Now, if you asked any of my clients, they would tell you that I make the success of everyone I work with a deep personal mission, and that this mission is more important than the money. So it's in this spirit that I would like to give you immediate downloadable access to a treatment system plus the DVD option that's guaranteed to provide immediate pain relief and a permanent cure for your rotator cuff injury for a small one-time investment of just $37. Now that's less than half of what you would pay for just one rehab session, let alone the multiple sessions that most physical therapists are going to recommend. Now everything, and I mean everything you need to know how to completely cure your rotator cuff injury without ever leaving the comfort of your own home is in this easy-to-learn, step-by-step rotator cuff recovery kit system and DVD. So let me ask you this one last question. Is it worth just 10 cents a day to live a life completely pain-free of shoulder problems and an injured rotator cuff so you can get your life back and enjoy all your favorite sports and hobbies that you thought you would have to give up on? Of course it is. But I'd like to take it one step even further. Let me make this a complete no-brainer for you by throwing in these incredible fast action bonuses to make sure that you have every weapon that you'll ever need for your war on your rotator cuff tear. Now, fast action bonus number 1, you're going to get 40 online instructional rotator cuff exercise video tutorials. Now, as I mentioned before, it's not just about knowing what exercises that are specific to strengthening and healing your rotator cuff injury that you have to do. It's about making sure that you do these proven exercises right. So to make sure that there's nothing that stands in the way of you and a rotator cuff pain-free lifestyle. Now you're going to get professionally made video tutorials that will carefully take you by the hand as if I was there in the room with you through each and every one of these 40 step-by-step online video tutorials to ensure that you don't form any bad habits that can get in the way of your recovery in the shortest possible time. Now, fast action bonus number 2, you'll get an online rotator cuff exercise journal. Now, like any legitimate rehab system, it's important to make sure that you're right on track and doing the specific exercises that you're supposed to do. Now, in this specialized treatment journal, it will not only give you a place to record and follow your progress, but it will give you a simple cheat sheet with all the exercises you're doing and how many recommended repetitions you should do and when you should do these. Now, with these incredible print and follow exercise plans, I've practically done all the work for you. Now, fast action bonus number 3, you're going to get the rotator cuff recovery kit for your smartphone. Now, if you don't have the time or the patience to watch the training videos on your computer or online, that's no problem. You can instantly download all of these videos and audios straight to your iPhone, iPad, BlackBerry, or any other Apple or smartphone device. So now you can speed up your recovery time because you can now get all of these proven step-by-step instructional rotator cuff treatment videos and easy to follow rehab program and take it to work with you and even listen and watch during your daily commute. So now you can easily bring the rotator cuff recovery kit with you wherever you go. Now we've just launched this brand new format for you to download to your iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry device. That's how committed we are to your recovery. But we're actually going to take it even one step further. You are fully protected by a 60-day risk-free, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. Now we understand that there's a lot of justified skepticism out there. A lot of people are making many astounding promises that all you get are high hopes followed by a big, huge letdown. We run our practice in a very different way. All of the risk and burden of proof is on us. You have a full 60 days to put our big promises to the test. And if you're not 100% thrilled with your results, simply let us know and we'll give you a complete refund, no questions asked. We've made a great reputation for ourselves and we're responsible for a lot of inspiring success stories. The last thing that we want to do is to put our reputation on the line by offering you a program that doesn't live up to its promises and expectations. I'm so confident that there's no way that you can put these proven rotator cuff techniques and methods to the test and not recover from a torn rotator cuff, just like all of my other success stories and clients. And if you follow all of my proven rotator cuff recovery exercises and you don't see results within 60 days, simply show me proof that you've implemented everything I teach in the program, and I'll reach into my own pocket and I'll give you 100% refund, no questions asked. Listen, you can walk away from this page, but you will not walk away from an injury that threatens your passions, sport career aspirations, your financial security, or your quality of life. You can go the more traditional route, but you will never get a guarantee, even if you invest hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Is it worth it? When you claim your copy today, you not only get to take advantage of a cutting-edge self-treatment program that's been proven to heal rotator cuff injuries like yours over and over again, but you get it at an unheard price with a complete 100% no questions asked, risk-free guarantee. Simply put, you will never see an opportunity like this again. You will never have a chance to get rid of your shoulder pain and rotator cuff injury once and for all. So if you want the benefit of the 40 instructional online video tutorials, the online exercise journal, the brand new rotator cuff recovery kit for your smartphone and Apple device, the 120-page downloadable recovery kit program, then you must take advantage of this time-sensitive opportunity right now. However, when you consider that you're getting an in-home, low-cost treatment program proven over and over again to rid you of your stubborn and nagging shoulder pain in as little as 48 hours, with improved range of motion in just 72 hours, and increased shoulder strength in just 4 days, plus you're getting the entire treatment with no risk, I can't think of any possible reason why you wouldn't jump on this opportunity right now. This now brings me to my final point. Listen, I know by now you are pretty excited about eliminating your shoulder pain for good and completely recovering from your rotator cuff injury. But I must issue a warning to those who are still on the fence about ordering the program. The rotator cuff recovery kit is not for everyone. It's only for those who are serious about curing their torn rotator cuff injury. It's only for sufferers who are totally fed up with the sleepless nights, sitting on the sidelines, having to give up their favorite sport or activity, having to rely on others for help, who want to get rid of this nagging injury right now. And so, if the rotator cuff recovery kit program will simply just sit on your desktop unread and unused, please don't bother. And if you are looking for that elusive magical pill that will rid you of your shoulder pain and heal your torn rotator cuff injury, please don't bother. And more importantly, if you would rather take a wait and see approach in hopes that your pain will magically disappear on its own, again, just forget it. Please don't bother. Because then the rotator cuff recovery kit is not for you. And believe me, if you decide against it, your shoulder pain and torn rotator cuff injury is only going to get worse. Just remember what's at stake here. Do you really want to live a partially crippled life where you can't enjoy the basic pleasures in life, or you can't compete at your full potential, or let your dreams of becoming a professional athlete slip away right out of your hands, and you can't fulfill the purely practical necessities like putting on your jacket, tucking in your shirt, washing your hair, fastening your bra, all without difficulty, or participating in your favorite hobby or sport without experiencing debilitating pain? Would you rather ignore the problem and hope that it goes away? Maybe you would rather spend hundreds of dollars of your hard-earned cash that you could have spent on something else more enjoyable and taking time out of your busy day to attend weeks of physiotherapy. Well, how about invasive rotator cuff or shoulder surgery, which again has a high rate of failure? The truth of the matter is that your rotator cuff pain and symptoms will get worse the longer you wait to treat it. Well, let me make it even easier for you. There's one final consumer protection and peace of mind that I'd like to give you. I'm a cautious online buyer myself, and I am skeptical of purchasing anything from anybody I don't know. And while you would never run into a fraudulent situation with me, I've taken an important step to make sure you get complete consumer protection and peace of mind. Now, after a lot of research, I've decided to process all orders through one shopping cart and or PayPal, and they are the most secure merchant transaction providers, well, worldwide. Now, ordering will take place on their totally secure HTTPS server that is completely isolated and 100% safe from identity theft or any online purchasing concerns. Again, if you don't receive exactly what you promised, you only have to fire off a quick email and the charges will be reversed. Now combine that with our 100% no questions asked money back guarantee, and you have a level of risk-free shopping that you simply cannot find anywhere else. So now is your time to act. You're getting a proven rotator cuff recovery kit home treatment system that will rid you of the nagging and stubborn pain in as little as 48 hours and completely repair your torn rotator cuff altogether in 30 days or less is right here in front of you. And you're getting everything absolutely risk-free, backed by my 60-day, 100%, no hassles, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. Now, if you're completely fed up and you've spent hundreds of dollars of your hard-earned cash on treatments that don't have the same level of risk-free investment that you're getting here, you know how rare an opportunity this is. Now, I look forward to showing you just how easy it is to repair your rotator cuff at home with the rotator cuff recovery kit, and I look forward to hearing from you about your success with the program. Please go ahead and give the rotator cuff recovery kit a try right now by simply clicking on the Add to Cart button below, and we can start eliminating your rotator cuff and shoulder pain right now. I'll see you there.